Welcome to the Art of Balancing It All podcast, a podcast where we get real about the struggles of trying to balance it all from love, family, self-care, career, and entrepreneurship.
Every 2 weeks, we'll talk to dope guests who will give you the goods on how to succeed in this thing called life.
We are your hosts. I'm Pam Thompson-Smith, better known as The Firm.
And I'm Titi Lyle Ellis, the ambassador of Buzz.
Hey, and welcome to the Art of Balancing It All. I am Pam Thompson-Smith, also known as The Firm.
And I am Titi Lyle Ellis, aka the ambassador of Buzz.
Wow, it's been a minute.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has.
We are so excited to be back, and oh, what a night. This is going to be amazing.
It is, for sure.
So what are we doing tonight? You know what we're doing? What better night than to hang out with some good girlfriends. We call them our, just the end of the year. We're at the end of the year. We wanted to end the year with some fun. And these are some ladies that we have lots of fun and lots of great conversation. And we're excited to have each and every one of you here. So ladies, we want you to start with just telling us, who you are. And we're all friends now, because that's the thing about friends, in your circles, it extends out, right?
Yes.
We came in the circle with a particular girlfriend. So we want you to tell us who you are and who you're a friend of and something we wouldn't ordinarily know that they wouldn't know about you.
Yes. So let's start with Ashenia. She's up top.
I'm Shana. My dearest ones call me She. And I'm a friend of TT's. We've been friends for over 20 years. Yeah. I don't know if there is anything that TT does not know about me. Honestly, nothing.
What about me?
There might be a few.
Pam, there's some things that are in the vault.
Yes.
Well, one thing that I can share, I don't know, Pam, if you know that, I'm a doula. Okay. Did you know? Oh, I've been a doula, a certified doula for 2 years now and loving it.
All right. That's nice. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Miss Sharon.
Oh, God.
Who are you?
Well, I'm Sharon Berryman, and I have been residing in Charlotte for well over 18 years. And Pam and I have been best of friends, high school, her college days, into her elderly days. No, I'm just playing, Pam.
Oh, wow.
But no, Pam and I have been great friends for a very long time, over 30 years, I suppose. And then I ran into Reka through Pam one day in Charlotte at an event, and we've all been friends ever since. So we're both of Pam's besties, her chocolate girls, And so, I'm a business owner. I've been in business for a very long time as well, and I enjoy doing what I do. And I'm kind of shy, so y'all be easy on me tonight.
All right, we will.
That's it.
Miss Doreen.
Well, I am Doreen Lewis. I am a friend of P.T. Lyle's as well, also for 20 plus years now, which is interesting since I'm only 20-something now.
Exactly.
So figure that math out.
I mean, I'm telling people I'm 18, so you just messing me all up.
Exactly. We'll get the math together eventually. We went to college really, really early in life. That's what it was. So went to college with her, met Sheena there as well. And so we have been ride or die Chicas ever since. I'm also in that category of probably nothing that those ladies don't know about me, other than what they probably won't believe is how incredibly shy I am. They will never admit to that. but I'm going to speak for myself and say I'm also incredibly shy. But I absolutely love people. So I make myself get over it because you never know who needs the love that you are, holding inside. So I just try not to let the shyness take over.
Yes. That's right. That's good. All right, Miss Reka.
Hi, I'm Reka Faison, and I'm a friend of Pam's. We've been friends for many years, and that's how I know Sharon. So now we're all best friends, and so on and so on. And I'm from Raleigh, and it's so much I could tell, but I'm just happy to be here today.
Good. We're excited to have all of you. And one thing that we'll talk about at the end, we'll make sure that you're able to give the information, but you're a brand new author. That's something everybody might know.
Yes. I'm a new author. I just co-authored a book. It includes 20 other women, and they are telling their stories of amazing triumph. And it's an amazing, amazing book. And I'm just so excited. The book launched in November, and I have been just like such on a high. I'm very excited about it. There's 20 African American women who have gone through the fire, and they all have been victorious. Many subjects, but amazing book. Yep.
Awesome. Well, tonight, 2020, when you talk about triumphs, there's been triumphs, ups and downs. What a year 2020 has been, And so, one thing I think that brings us all together will bring us together in 2021 is love. And we kind of kicked off 2020, remember, TT, with a story with just love, stories about love. And it was fun. So we're going to end it with, we didn't know in the beginning what love stories would be like by the end of the year. And for some of us, they turned out real good. The bounce back was real good. So we're going to start off with a great love story. I had the opportunity to share in surprising my bestie with an engagement party. I was able to keep a secret for those besties that think I can't keep a secret. I can't. And so, her fiance did an amazing job surprising her. So we want you to give us the short version of your love story since you are now newly engaged. Come on, somebody say yeah.
Congratulations.
Girl.
Oh God, the short story. I am overwhelmed. That's the short version. No, I met Glenn through a friend, through his cousin, and I was just helping her out in a situation, and she kept telling me, I got somebody I want to introduce you to, and I was like, no, I'm done. I'm just, and long story short, we spoke over the phone for about 5 minutes, and then we talked every day since then. And he finally came to North Carolina to visit me, and we've been dating for 2 years. And he proposed October 28th, which is a very significant day. That's the day of his birthday and his mother's birthday. And also the day that my son was tragically killed 5 years ago. So it was very, very overwhelming. He surprised me. I'm telling you, and I'm still trying to get over it because it was just so unexpected. So it was just, I'm still like, I don't look at the video. I do not look at that video. I think I looked at that video twice. And it's just very overwhelming because it's so much with when you do things that has a significance to it. If it was just some other date, I probably would still be surprised. But that day is a very, very significant day, and it'll always be a significant day, for the rest of my life. I don't like to say bittersweet. I guess it's happy, sad, sad, happy, you know, however you want to put it. But I am totally overwhelmed. Totally. It's my first time being engaged. So first time I'll be getting married. So, and I'm 49. I'll be 49 in April. So, you know, it's a lot of things going on. It's a lot going on. A lot, you know, it actually happened at a time when you are definitely becoming a seasoned, sound, settled, safe, sure.
Come on now.
Woman. You know, it makes a difference, because I don't think I had the mindset that I have at 22 and 32, you know, that I do now at 48, going on 49. So it's just like, oh, this ain't a question. Y'all didn't ask that question, but now I don't have time. I don't have time for the drama. It's like A or B. What you want to do? You know, get out and keep moving. Okay, I'm on a date next week. Now let me stop.
That's her advice.
But it's like, you know, your mind. You know, it's just, you know, it's at a season time. You know, some people get married at a young age, but you know, I don't think I would have been as settled-minded at a young age, like 21, 22, as I am now, you know. So, you know, it's pros and cons for everybody. But I'm very excited. Very excited. Very grateful.
Awesome. I'm so excited for you. Woo.
Yeah.
I love it. Absolutely. So as we hear an amazing love story, and she right across the street, so you know they say that means he's on our street, right? He's blessed.
All right.
He in the neighborhood.
He in the neighborhood. It's coming. But for the other ladies, let's talk about you know, any defining moments. You know, 2020 with the pandemic, COVID-19, it is hard to date. If you didn't already have somebody, it's hard, you know, to date during COVID, right? So tell us, you know, any defining moments that you've had this year in love and or dating, because that doesn't always mean the same thing, right?
That's right.
Two different things. So yeah, anybody, whoever want to start.
I can start. Well, for me, I've dabbled in dating, you know, the apps and things like that. Nothing's really worked out for me, but the one thing that I have learned, and sometimes it's a hard lesson, is that I need to focus more on myself and date myself first. So I have incorporated that, you know, this year. It took me a while to get there, but I've incorporated it and loving it, and can't wait to the next date with myself.
That is great. That is awesome.
You know, the door is still open to, you know, invite those worthy of my time and attention. But until that person crosses the threshold, I will be reserving that time and attention for myself.
That's good. TT and I talk about that all the time.
And my children.
Yes.
Self-love.
Right.
Sharon.
Yeah.
Well, I agree with her. You know, self-love is more important than anything, because if you don't love yourself, it'll be hard for somebody else to love you. And but for me, I have just been focusing on myself, my business, you know, my goals. And I find that when I get involved and deeply involved, I get off focus. So I'm better, stronger when I'm by myself. I mean, I know it probably sounds crazy, but I am. But I do like the companionship too. And I've been married before, and I have adult children. So, you know, I've lived that life. A lot of you probably haven't. So, you know, it's been an amazing journey. I wouldn't take anything back. I've learned from the good and the bad, because it made me a better person. And now I know what I want, what I don't want. You know, don't settle just to say I have someone. You know, just all those good little things. You know, it's better to be alone than to settle.
Amen.
Amen.
Agree with that. Agree with that. Agree with that.
Good.
Doreen?
That's what I'm taking into 21 too.
Yes.
Amen.
All right.
Amen.
Oh, man.
So, yeah.
So I am actually coming from a unique place where 2020 has been the year of divorce for me. And this is probably the first place where I'm saying that publicly. So it has been I will use the word bittersweet. It's been a bittersweet situation and a bittersweet process for me. The bitter is losing your life mate, or the person that you thought was going to be your life mate. The sweet has been finding myself and understanding that there is a worthiness inside of me that I never focused on before. And just tapping into that and really learning to understand what self-care and self-love means and moving forward in that vein. It's also been a time for me to sort of refocus. So those things that I had always anticipated doing with my life partner, my mate, my husband, I kind of thought I can't do that now, or it's going to be super delayed. There's going to be some shortfall. But in reflection and through therapy and my lady loves here, I finally figured out that there doesn't have to be a pause on that. Why can't I do those things by myself? Why can't I move forward? Why can't I travel? Why can't I look into, purchasing a home? Why can't I, move forward with some of the things that I wanted to do that I always thought that I would be doing with my mate? My pastor always says, if it's deposited in you, if it's for you, it's deposited in you to do it. Sometimes you just have to do it scared. And so 2021 has been, doing it, but doing it scared. And, I'm just walking in that. So, that bittersweet comes in and not doing it with who you thought was going to be your life partner, but that doesn't mean that life stops.
So what has been your defining moment?
Well, my defining moment has actually been we ended up with all of this time to ourselves, right? And so I had already started dating and I was enjoying dating before COVID happened. And the surprise was I thought since everything was shut down that dating would shut down. And I was surprised it did not shut down. Able to continue to date. And I think what I've realized over the year is one, I thoroughly enjoy being single. I enjoy being able to be okay with if we're not a match, that's cool. I enjoy getting to know people. I am at a point in my life that, like Reka said, I know what I need. But it's not just that I know what I need. I know what I need to be a good partner to my partner, to be the best partner. And so I'm just in that mode where, while I'm dating, I'm just observing, really, and having fun. And if the person doesn't have what I necessarily need, I just keep on going. But I met some great friends and continue to connect. So I had a thought. I told you, Pam, I thought about it. I was like, do I really want to not be single? Because this has been enjoyable. It really has been enjoyable for me without having the stress of relationships or the worry that sometimes can be there. So that's where I'm at. That's really where I am.
Yeah, we talk about that a lot. You're on the fence with that now. She's enjoying. So we go back and forth because, I kind of want to be in a relationship. But then we talk about how I say that, but then I keep myself unavailable. Mm-hmm. So, in a process, in a journey where I'm learning boundaries for one, and I got to be more available. I work like 24/7 and be more open to what God has, and enjoying. If it works for me, then it, what works for me, but understanding what doesn't, and not, trying to settle. So it's a process. We're learning still at 53 or what I really, really want, and desire. So we'll see. Leaving it in God's hands.
Yes, indeed.
That's kind of where I'm at. And again, like, just what works for me. Because some things work, some things don't. But you got to be able to cut off what don't and flip it and set the boundaries and see what happens. So, man, that was that little bit y'all get. Just a little bit. But happy I am.
Oh, man.
Yeah, like that's another thing, like a defining moment in the quarantine and I spend a lot of time by myself because I live by myself, but just finding moments where you can find laughter. Laughter is good for the soul. And that has really been good, during this time. And like Sheena said, learning, like when you got to be happy by yourself, the moments by yourself. So you and Grubhub works pretty good. Treat yourself to some really nice meals and conversations with, yourself, like just listening to God. So
yes. So of course, we're talking about love, and we're talking about loving thyself, and really that is the ultimate. So we're going to talk a little bit about self-love and self-care and adopting that winner's mindset, right? We've had so many shows on self-care. We've been focusing on it all year. Sheena, I know some of those self-care, self-love shows have been really impactful for you. But really this year has been a monster. It's one of those things where we've had to balance so much, right? So we've had to balance what's going on in the world along with what's going on in our personal life. And let's chat about that. We've all had to push through something beyond the pandemic, Black Lives Matter, beyond the most exhausting presidential election we've ever seen in our lives. So let's talk about, drop some gems for our audience on some things that you have pushed through and what you learned from that you think would be valuable to our audience. Who wants to go first?
I'll start with one. I think sometimes we don't realize how resilient we are, and that's stronger than you really think. And it's every day. You might be strong today and weaker tomorrow, but that's when you got to rely on God's strength and not your own. But we made it, y'all. It's almost the end of the year, and I'm sure everybody on here had a day where you didn't think you were gonna make it, and because you were sick, just emotionally and different things that's going on. So I think realizing that you're stronger than you think, and when you're not, it's okay. And giving yourself grace. And that's something that I've really been not struggling with. I've determined that I'm giving myself grace because I am not going to get it right every day. And I'm going to make the right decisions every day. But God gives me grace. So therefore you can give your own self grace because when, we're not perfect. And so just pat yourself on the back, encourage yourself. I heard that song right before we got on here. Because you're stronger than you think.
Yeah. Pam, I listened to, I didn't know my own strength from Whitney Houston. It's about 2 weeks ago, I put that one on. And I encourage everyone to listen to that because I think we could all relate to that song right now. We did not have our own strength.
You have to.
Yes.
So yeah.
Sheena, you've navigated something pretty significant this year that had a lot of ups and downs, but at the end there were some blessings. Do you mind sharing?
Yeah, so along with so many others in the world, I have lost family members this year, which was really hard. And that was just on top of me losing someone last year. It's very, very dear to me, my brother. And so, still working through that grieving process. So things were just compounded. And I have 2 beautiful children of my own, and I decided to care for 3 of my nieces for a time. And so I have a house full of 5 girls, ages 3, 4, 5, 9, and 13. And, luckily, I have been able to be home from work since March. March. I think I have worked all of 4 weeks, maybe since March. And I've been able to, still sustain my home and, do things for my children and for my nieces, and doing this distance learning and getting them enrolled in school and setting everything up and having everybody around the table. And what am I going to do with the little ones? And I've had 2 surgeries this year where I just have one arm. But I have an amazing, amazing support system, from my family to my chicas, who are my family, who come to my rescue when I need them, or, when I feel like I don't need them, but they know I need them. So that is always helpful. This year has taught me so much about myself and allowing myself to be okay with the extremes of what I feel. If I feel terrible, then it's okay to be in that. Not to stay in it, but to be in it for a little bit. And then, I pick myself back up. And I can, feel amazing. I've gravitated so much towards affirmations that I speak to myself every day. I have on my mirror. So when I look at myself in the mirror, I can't help but to see it. I have really gotten into, prayer and meditating and reading so many different things and having so many different conversations with people. And let me tell you, I have re-listened to a few of these podcast episodes that have been helpful to me. But I tell you, just giving myself permission to be okay in those moments when I'm not okay has been a huge thing for me, because I was one of those people who's always, okay, I don't have time to feel like this. I got to get up and I got to do X, Y, Z, B, A, G. I have to do everything, and I have to do it all now. But, stopping and going to therapy, I am a huge advocate for therapy. I go to therapy every week, faithfully. Doing that and just saying, you know what, it's okay. And those moments when I do something that's great or I accomplish something, I will say, you know what, Sheena, good job. You did that.
Yes.
Yes.
Because that's important too, to acknowledge and to recognize when you've done something great.
Mm-hmm. So Sheena is the baby. She's the baby, Pam, of the Chicas. So we are beyond proud to see the growth that has happened in just 1 year. I'm just so beyond proud.
Congratulations, Sheena. I'm the opposite. I'm the old one. That's good.
Wait, Sheena, I thought I was the baby of the Chicas. I really
No.
Wait a minute.
Let's get it right. My apologies.
My math been off since 1998. What are you talking about?
Who wants to go next?
I'll go next. So I actually have 2 things that have resounded with me this year. And it actually kind of piggybacks off of what Sheena was just talking about in terms of validating myself. And not always assuming that I'm I'm wrong or deficient or incapable in any way if things don't go well or positively. Just recognizing that sometimes things fail, they don't go well, they don't go as expected or as planned, but that does not mean that you are wrong in any way. It just means that maybe something needs to be different. Some part of the experience needs to change. Some part of your understanding may need to change, or maybe that just isn't the thing that you need to be engaged in. And just being able to see that, and I try to take everything as a learning experience and as a growth experience, and determine how I can move on and be better from it. So just learning to validate myself, whether it is something positive or negative. If I'm, going through and hurting, the validation is you're going through and you're hurting. How do you lift out of that? And if it's something positive, you know what, you did that well. And, one thing I don't do well is I don't take compliments well. So that's something that I'm working on. Instead of hiding my face when someone says something good, it's like chest up, shoulders back, chin up. I don't know if you guys have noticed that when we take pictures, my chin is always up.
That's right.
And that's coming from an internal place because I'm learning my chin up in all situations. So there's that validation piece of it. And then there's the piece that says it's okay to start over again, even if you have to restart every day over again.
Yes.
You don't always get it right the first time. And even if you do, there is still something to be learned. So start over every day if you need to. It's okay. That's why God, like Pam said, that's why God gives us the grace. And every day that you are here and you have grace, it is a chance to start over. So do that. Start over as many times as you need to, even if that means starting over every day.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing that. Reka.
That was good.
Well, I will say something. I like to piggyback off of Sheena as well. And it's Doreen, right?
Yes.
Okay. I can agree with a lot of that, what you're saying. One thing I will say that I have tried doing during this pandemic, and that is I go to the chiropractor. I go to the chiropractor to put things back in place, because when the way I'm feeling, sometimes I might droop over, and I have to learn that I got to keep my head up, like you said, Ms. Doreen. You have to, self-meditate. You have to meditate a whole lot. But when I get up in the morning, I try to stretch in the bed and when I get out of the bed. And whenever I incur bad things or things that I don't want to be a certain way, then I have to change my attitude to get that situation to change, because whatever comes to you, it's not always a bad thing, even in spite of what we see. But at the end, you will understand why you had to go through. So it's not always about going through everything that we've all going through or have gone through. By the end of this year or the beginning of next year, you'll understand why we had to go through some of those things that we went through, because it's only going to strengthen us. And that's the way I've been looking at things that I've gone through. I don't question any of this stuff. I have concerns, but I haven't questioned God. Like, why am I going through this and why am I going through that? Because I know it's a lesson to be learned in this. From dating, from being in relationships. I've been through a divorce too, Miss Doreen. I know what that feels like. And it takes time. It takes time to heal. And like you said, Sheena, going through therapy, all of those things are necessary so that we can find ourselves and be a better person, not to others, but to ourselves.
All right, Bill. That's
So
good.
that's my take on 2020.
Yes.
That's good.
Yes.
Yeah. So many things with 2020. I'm telling you, it has allowed me to, and I don't want to sound cliche-ish or, jump up and turn around 3 times. Like I'm serious. Like 2020 has really made me just reflect on some things on myself, because you really can't be around a lot of people other than the people that you have to, as far as work or, going out. But it has allowed me still time. And I think everybody's had to be still outside of the normal being still, being by yourself, not around a lot of people. You can't hear a lot of other people talking, only your own thoughts are being, processed. So I have decided that, I think my motto with everything is just like, it's not that serious. And that's a saying that my son used to say all the time. And so many people that spoke, even at his homegoing funeral service, they just kept saying how he would say, it's just really not that serious. It's just really not that serious. And whenever I would just fuss, he would be like, I know, Mom, but it's really not that serious. And I am, taking that on because there are things that I can't change. There are things that I've tried to change in other people that I'm accepting that I can't change it. I can't fix it. God is the only, when I've done all that I can do, I'm accepting that it's going to take God, and they're going to have to be willing and open to let God do it. And I just feel like that about a lot of things. Like, it's just where I am. You know what I'm saying? You ever felt like you're just like, you could say no real quick. You get an answer real quick, like where you used to procrastinate on things. Like, it's just like, no, we're not doing that. And not even a whole long explanation. 10, That's 15 right. years ago, I would always have a long explanation. But it's like now I can confidently say, no, we're not going to do that. And just, it's just like, because I am sure that's not what I want to do. Then in my past, or in our past, when we would say no, we got all this stuff going on in our head about how this person may feel. And I'm going to say no, but it's not really my honest no, because these people ain't going to talk to me no more. Listen, now it's like, no.
Listen.
No. And I mean, the sleep, I go to sleep. Like, stuff I used to toss and turn about, I can't do. Like, in this season, I just can't. I can't do it anymore. Like, and it's not just with the corona and the climate of the country, but it's all of it together. What the stuff that we go through in life, it's so many things that should bring about a revelation or a change to us. You know what I'm saying? Like 15
technology.
Exactly. But I think to summarize that, no is a complete sentence.
Yes.
And that's been a learning unto itself. Yes, that's a big learning curve for me. Anybody that knows, I say yes to everything. Yes to people, but learning that no is a complete sentence. And
yes, indeed.
That with your no.
Somebody else must be on this call.
Say what?
Somebody else must be on this call kicking me off. They didn't like what I was saying.
I told them when you went.
We're trying to help somebody.
That's right. That's right.
The enemy is mad about it.
I told him, you said no is a complete sentence.
No, it's like, and I'm a humorous person. Even when I'm emotional, sometimes I can be so humorous because it kind of ease it off a little bit. But, it's just like when I say no, or I start thinking to myself, why did I take so much crap?
Yes, yes,
Yes, indeed.
yes, indeed, yes, indeed.
That is so
Well,
wild.
I think for myself with 2020, what I realized is that it's similar to what Sharon said, it's similar to what Doreen said, it's similar to what Sheena said, is that when you're younger and you're going through things, you're asking the question, why God? Why am I going through these things? And 2019 was a heck of a year for me. And it was one of those years where things just kept happening back to back. And you know how it's happening so much that you start laughing? Like it's just that much happening. Realized is that in 2020, I had built up all these tools from my 30s, things that I was learning, small practices that I had been slowly learning, right? The girls know I was doing vision boards way before having vision board parties. You know, I was in therapy and you do meditation and you dip and dab and all these different things. And what you don't realize is we're often referred to as bag ladies. But if you do it right, you're not a bag lady. You have a toolkit that you've established. And I realized with 2020 that I had one hell of a toolkit. Had discovered over all these times where I felt like it was times that I was broken. But it's what you learn from those things. And so this year I had decided, I realized with 2020, you know, I put those things into effect. I made sure my environment was right, made sure the music that I listened to, what I read, that I fed my spirit while all of these things were going on. And that I stayed even closer to God, and that, you know, you use that time to pray and then also listen. But even as I was putting those things into practice, Dad is fighting cancer. I recently had both my daughter and my dad in the hospital at the same time. And so, but I did not fall. I did not break. And that really is because of these tools. And me and the Chicas, we were talking last night, Dee, I don't know if you had fell off, but we talked about how it's almost like the glow sticks where you have to break it in order for the light to truly come through.
That's right.
And that is what 2021 has done for me. It has taught me that being self-aware, no matter how painful it is, and I always say it's not for the lighthearted, but if you really want to heal, you got to take that healing to the next level and be self-aware and say, well, how did I contribute to this? What did I not see? And so with 2021, and with 2020, I'm already in 21, y'all. I'm leaving this year behind.
No, you're not. No, you're not. No.
But with 2020, it proved that, hey, you know, you've been putting in this work. You've been saying, God, why? And God saying, this is why, baby. And now for me, it's time to teach others. It's time the art of balancing it all has done it, but I have to go out there and speak it from the loudspeakers that, you know, baby girl, take that step. It ain't an easy step. Like Sheena said, therapy, meditation, like you guys said, making sure that you care for yourself, not being afraid of what people are thinking. And that part of that is age. I think you get to 40 and you just stop. That 0 F's comes out. But that's what 2020. Yes, that's what 2020 has taught me for sure.
Wow, very, very powerful. Good stuff, ladies. Stuff. Something that I've been writing a little bit about, and it came out in the last 2 collaboration books, and it's going to be one coming, but it's surviving on broken pieces. And you can't, and every piece fits. Every piece fits. And so that's why you got to go through, I think Sharon alluded to that, what you're going through. And you have to realize that every piece fits, but you can survive on broken pieces to get to the other side. So that's coming, but that's what I'm living, and I'm excited about it because I'm still here. So I ain't throwing 2020 away. I still got a few more days left, and every day God keeps showing us that He's still God in 2020, and He still has a great work even until it ain't December 31st yet after midnight. So I'm excited about that. I am surviving on broken pieces. Ready?